At Synopsys, any act or threat of physical violence, including intimidation, harassment, and coercion, is considered workplace violence and violates company policy. During this training, we'll explore the Workplace Violence Prevention Program at Synopsys, specifically the Synopsys Worldwide Workplace Violence Policy, what behaviors and indicators to look for, what to do in the event of an active threat, how to report non-imminent threats or concerns, and the resources available to you. At Synopsys, any act or threat of physical violence, including intimidation, harassment, and coercion, is considered workplace violence and violates company policy. All Synopsys staff are required to report these types of incidents to their manager, HR, or safety and security immediately. Our no-tolerance policy for workplace violence also applies when our employees are conducting Synopsys business anywhere in the world. These types of incidents or concerns may also be reported confidentially through the Synopsys Integrity Helpline and online reporting page on Synopsys World. Early assessment and intervention are always the keys to preventing acts of violence. If you see something, say something. While no single behavior will predict a future act of violence, there are things to watch for and report, so proper follow-up and assessment can take place. This can include inappropriate emails, social media communication, or unwelcome attention. Or it can be more threatening behaviors like repeated angry outbursts, harassment, substance abuse, menacing gestures, and repeated talk of violence or violent events. All of these are indicators of a potentially troubling situation, and if you have a concern, you should report it. Of course, there are situations that require immediate intervention by on-site security, and in some cases, outside law enforcement assistance. Examples may include hitting, shoving, bullying, bringing firearms to the workplace, throwing objects, and violent physical attacks. If you become aware of workplace security risks or have suggestions for increasing security in the workplace, please speak with Human Resources or Safety and Security. Anyone making good faith reports as encouraged by the Synopsys Workplace Violence Policy will not be retaliated against, and the company will not tolerate any such retaliation. Synopsys investigates all threats and acts of violence in the workplace with a cross-functional trained team comprised of Human Resources, Safety and Security, and Legal. Keep yourself safe and let the experts intervene in these situations. Now that you're familiar with the Synopsys policy, what behaviors to look for, and how to report concerns, let's talk about what to do in the event of an active threat. What is an active threat? Active threat situations include incidents in which there is an individual or individuals actively attempting to harm or injure people in a confined and populated area. This is most commonly through the use of firearms, but could also include bladed weapons, explosives, or other devices. Active threat situations often start with targeted individuals, but expand to include randomly selected victims. These are often unpredictable events that evolve rapidly and usually require law enforcement engagement for resolution. In these very fluid emergencies, there is no one-size-fits-all, like evacuation or shelter-in-place, that works for everyone in the office. What may be good for you may not be good for someone on another floor or location. In extreme incidents of imminent danger, you will need to take the best actions to keep yourself safe. Run, hide, or fight. Run. First, evacuate to a safe area immediately. Assist those who need help and notify your local emergency services through your emergency number, such as 911 or 999. Keep your hands visible and follow instructions from police and other emergency first responders. Hide. If you are unable to run, then hide. Quickly find a place, preferably that has doors and few windows, and barricade yourself. Put furniture in front of the door and pull any blinds. Turn your cell phone on silent and contact the police to let them know your location and what's going on around you. But do so quietly so as not to draw attention to yourself. Wait there until authorities come to get you. Fight. Even if you're trying to run or hide, you may encounter an intruder which may require you to fight to protect yourself. Use any self-protection means available: a fire extinguisher, a chair, a coffee pot, to disable the intruder. Communicate and work with other coworkers who are with you, and always try to inform the police of your location and the situation. Everyone should be aware of their role and what to do when such an emergency occurs. Be sure to participate in all drills offered at your location. Additionally, many offices have a CERT or Synopsys Emergency Response Team. The CERT is comprised of trained employee volunteers who are responsible for helping to ensure the safe and orderly evacuation of all personnel during an emergency, and often are trained in first aid and other emergency procedures. Make sure you know who the members are so you can follow their directions in the event of an emergency. So, while there are many facets to keeping Synopsys safe and secure, remember, you play a key role and act as our eyes and ears. General concerns. If you become aware of a workplace security risk or concern, please speak with Human Resources or Safety and Security. Remember, anyone making good faith reports as encouraged by the Synopsys Workplace Violence Policy will not be retaliated against, and Synopsys will not tolerate any such retaliation. No immediate risk. Reporting workplace violence or security risk-related issues that do not pose an immediate risk also may be done confidentially and anonymously by contacting Synopsys' Ethics and Compliance Whistleblower Hotline at 1-888-399-0402 within the US and Canada only. For calls outside North America, please visit the Ethics and Compliance website. This hotline should not be used to report emergency situations or actual imminent acts or threats of violence. Imminent or life-threatening risks. In the event of imminent danger or life-threatening emergency, immediately contact the police. Then contact on-site security if available, or the Synopsys Safety and Security Global Security Operations Center, or GSOC, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-650-584-4004. Be prepared to provide the following information. Exact nature of the emergency. Describe as clearly and accurately as possible. Exact location. For example, building, floor, area, department, etc. The telephone number from which you are calling. Your full name. If safe to do so, do not hang up. Remain on the line. In this video, we have covered the Synopsys Workplace Violence Policy, the behaviors to look for, what to do during an active threat, and how to report concerns that don't pose an immediate threat. For additional information about workplace violence prevention and active threat response, visit the Safety and Security website. Contact Safety and Security at security@synopsys.com or submit a Safety and Security Synopsys Assist ticket. Remember, you are the eyes and ears of Synopsys in helping to prevent potentially harmful situations. If you see something, say something. Thank you for keeping Synopsys safe, secure, and resilient.